you ever, like, growing up, you know, I think, I don't know, from the outside looking in, like when you look into a barbershop, and would you want to get cut by the freshest guy in there, or either the guy with the grown out hair? Does that matter to you? Like, do you ever think of that stuff? Because I think that's what clients think about too.
Oh yeah, I'm struggling on that phase right now.
And you're probably going to stay in the $20 to $30 range, you know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because everything's going to evolve and hairstyles are going to look different. Yeah. What I was always so curious about is, after this kind of comb over, you know what I mean, slick back kind of style, like, what is the default for everyone? You think 30-year-old guys or 40-year-old guys are going to get a really hard lineup still? Right? So, and that's what's going to end up happening. If these barbers don't understand that haircuts are evolving and people want to look a little bit different than they did in high school, you want to give them more options than just, comb over, a taper, a lineup, you know what I mean? You got to look at what the world looks like too, you know? You don't want to be stuck in time. Whereas I think we have to make sure that we know and stay up on trends, and if not that, like, create your trends, you know?
Exactly.
I think that's what's cool about Empire, is that you guys have the ability and creativeness to cut each other's hair differently.
Right.
And you guys have that, you know, and no one's saying, oh, that looks whack, or, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure if it really did look whack, I mean, you guys would call out each other and say, you know, it's whack. But for the most part, you know, you don't want to look too different from everybody else, and I think that's what the uniform comes into play, you know?
You know, people get haircuts by me, and, you know, I try not to, like, blow myself up out there. Like, I'm not the type that will just hype myself up and be like, oh, you know, I'm the best one in the shop, or I got the, you know, most bars. Yeah. It's about making sure everybody is eating, man. It's bigger than that. Not only just haircutting, but barbering, customer service. Like, I learned that from just my peers, including you, man. I tell them all the time, bro, dude, you inspire me all the time. I'm always constantly trying to learn something from everybody in the shop. Whether it's lining up different, whether it's scissoring different, whether it's just going down to just holding the comb differently. Like, you'd be surprised, everybody holds a comb different. Like,
yeah, it's fun, you know?
The trends is what keeps you motivating and finally switching up. You know, years go by, man. I've been working here for about almost 5 years, bro, and pretty much comb overs and undercuts have been the one and only. And I mean, switching up the technique is what makes it more interesting, but definitely the haircuts now is what's keeping me more alive. I put pomade just to kind of like hold like some of these areas right here, and then the powder is pretty much what sets it inside.
Instead of
this will, right. You don't need hairspray at this point. I did the two, but it still connects to the one.